Hello PHOTOPILLERS, Rafael the Bar here. In this video we're gonna see what the supermoon is, when the next one occurs, and how you can plan a cool photo of the supermoon step by step. For example, align with an interesting subject you know, so you can go and photograph it. Let's go! What's a supermoon? Well, a supermoon is a full moon that occurs next to the perigee. This is when the moon is closer to Earth. And because the moon is closer to Earth, the full moon appears between 5 to 10% larger than usual. And this is the reason it's commonly known as the supermoon, because it's a bit larger, a bit bigger. Truth is, it's a rare phenomenon, because it only happens a couple of times every year. In 2021, we'll have 2 supermoons. So, the question is, when is the next supermoon? Easy, go to PhotoPills and tap on Moon here in the Pills menu. Now tap on Distances and you have the 2 supermoons of 2021 at the top. We had the first one on April 27th and the second one on May 26th. You can also tap on Calendar at the bottom and the yellow circumferences point out the supermoons for you. Cool! Now that we know the date of the next supermoon, this is on April 27th, let's plan a cool shot. On the calendar, tap on the date on April 27th to see all the key info of the supermoon. By the way, if you check here where it says full moon, it says that this supermoon is 7.5% bigger than a regular full moon. Nice. Now, tap on Action here at the bottom and tap Send to Planner to set the supermoon date in the planner. And now I can start planning my shot. In this example, I have the red pin in the beautiful island of Minorca, where I want to plan the supermoon shot. And to plan it, the first thing I need to do is to find a cool subject, an interesting subject to align the supermoon with. To find it, I'll use the supermoon rise and set lines you have on the map. The thick light blue line is telling me the direction of the moon rise, and the thick dark blue one is telling me the direction of the moon set. Well, just by looking at the direction of the moon rise, an interesting subject comes into my mind. Actually, I'll place the red pin here in the south coast, right here. This is one of our greatest spots, because right here in this little island, which is called Ilha del Aire, the island of the air, there is a cool lighthouse. Here we have it, which is pretty cool because, as you see, the moon is rising at the north of the lighthouse, which is what I want. I'm very close to it. Cool. Now the next step is to place the black pin, so swipe the panels to the right until you get to panel number 2, tap on the button on the panel and place the black pin on the lighthouse, where I want the moon to be aligned. And I want it to be really aligned with the lighthouse. Actually, I'm planning a shot with the moon aligned with the top of the lighthouse. Great, great, great! The next step is to find a shooting spot where I place the red pin and a shooting time where the photography is possible so I can go and capture it. Summing up, I need to find the shooting spot and the shooting time that allows me to photograph the moon aligned with the top of the lighthouse. Let's do it! As I said, this is a great spot to start planning the shot, because the moon rises next to my subject here, the lighthouse. Cool! And obviously because I have a clear view of the lighthouse from this shooting spot. Now, according to Wikipedia, the lighthouse of the Ilha del Aire has a height of 38 meters. So, to plan the shot, I'll change the time until panel number 2 is telling me that the moon is at a height of 38 meters. If you pay attention to panel number 2, you'll see what I'm meaning. If you want to move time more precisely, more accurately, just tap and hold on the time bar and you can move time with more precision. So I'll try to get 38 meters there as the moon height above the black pin. What? Okay, here I have it, 38.2 meters. This is the height of the center of the moon above the ground level of the black pin, which is the ground level of my subject, the lighthouse. So when the moon is at 38 meters, I'll have the center of the moon at the same height of the lighthouse, which is what I want. Super nice. If you check the time on the time bar, this happens at 9:16 p.m. on April 27th, the date of the supermoon. It's when the full moon will be at 38 meters more or less above the ground level of the lighthouse, so aligned with the top of the lighthouse. I have the moon at the height I want, but it is not aligned with the lighthouse. You see that azimuth line of the moon, this thin blue line, is north, away from the lighthouse. It's not aligned with the black pin. So to align it, what I have to do is to move the red pin. But I'll do it in the smart way, the way we do it. If you want to do it too, just tap on the plus button you see on the map and tap on the expand map button, this one, and now tap again on the plus and tap on the swap pin button. You have it next to the button I just tapped here. And now I'll move the black pin right on this dashed line with more precision here, and then I'll tap again the swap pins button that you have on the map now. Up, and now the moon should be aligned with the black pin, which is what I want. The trick, check the panel number 2. The moon height now is 32.4 meters from the black pin, and I need to be 38 meters. This has happened because topography changes. When you change the red pin, you always have to double check the moon height again on panel number 2. So again, what I have to do is to change the time until I get 37.9. Not too bad, it's not too off. Well, I'll tap again the swap pins button here, and to find the shooting spot quickly here, swap back, and now I have it. Now I have the moon aligned with the lighthouse, and if you check panel number 2, you see that the moon height is 37.6 meters. If you want, I can adjust it again a bit until it's 32, until it's 38 meters, and it's aligned. Great! Now I have my plan. If on April 27th, 2021 at 9:16 p.m. I am at the red pin position, I'll be able to photograph the supermoon aligned with the top of Flilla the Lighter in Menorca. Super cool! Notice that the top panel is also telling me the size of the moon, the diameter of the moon. This is 47.6 meters. It's gonna be a huge moon compared with my subject, the lighthouse. If you want to see the size of the moon on the map, do this. Tap on the map settings button, you have it here on the map next to the plus button. And now tap on moon and switch on show moon size. Go back to the map, and now if I zoom on the black pin, you see that the azimuth line on the moon is showing me the size of the moon, the real apparent size of the moon, so I can compare with my lighthouse. As you see, the moon will cover completely the whole lighthouse because it's 47.6 meters according to the top panel. How cool is that? Okay, this step is key. You must always check the natural light you'll get at the time of the shooting. Is it blue hour? Is it golden hour? Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Depending on the natural light you'll get, the shot will change a lot. So go to panel number 3, this one, and check the elevation of the sun at the time of the shooting. In this example, the elevation of the sun is minus 8.45 degrees, which means that the golden hour has ended and we are in the nautical twilight, which means that I won't be able to get correctly exposed in one single exposure both the lighthouse and the moon. So I have to shoot 2 exposures, one for the moon and one for the foreground, for the lighthouse. If you want to capture both in one single exposure, you need to plan your shots for the daytime, golden hour or blue hour. Mastering natural light is super important, so if you want to master it, watch this video. Watch it because it's super key. And last but not least, I also recommend you to plan the field of view. This is what will be in the frame and outside the frame, and also plan the depth of field, what will be in focus and out of focus. For example, planning the depth of field will allow you to figure out the camera settings you need to use to get in focus both the lighthouse, your subject, and the moon, which is a key step. The good news is that you can do all the calculations really easily with the planner, so tap on the map settings button, and where it says map tools, tap on DOF, depth of field, and go back to the map. And now you can introduce your camera, for example, the Nikon Z6, which is the camera Tony Collada uses. Also set the focal length. Let's say I'm gonna use a 500mm. Set the aperture. Let's set it to f8. Set where I'm focusing, the focusing distance. Okay, I'm gonna focus at the black pin distance where my subject is. And then I'm gonna be shooting on portrait, and the shooting direction is gonna be aligned with the black pin. I'm aligning my field of view with the black pin. And now on the map, you see the field of view, what will be in the frame and outside the frame. And also you have very important information, which is the hyperfocal distance, which is 1.04 kilometers for these camera settings, which means that because I'm focusing at my subject, which falls behind the hyperfocal distance, I'll get my subject in focus, of course, and the moon will be also in focus, acceptably sharp, which is what everybody wants in moon photography, get in focus both the subject and the moon. Cool. Well, this has been a really quick explanation of how to use this tool. If you want to learn how to use it step by step, watch this video. This video you're watching is great to plan the next supermoon, the next full moon, when you know the date of the shooting. But what happens when you know the shooting spot and where you want the moon to be, but you don't know if that shot is possible, nor when it occurs? Well, in this case, you need to use the Find tool. You have it here at the bottom on the planner. If you want to learn how to use it, watch this video. Well, next week we'll have another cool masterclass, this time about the art of composition. So give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday live here on YouTube. Remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye.